back to the channel and welcome to another episode of My Favorite Things, aka a little bit of everything, April edition. This is a series on my channel where I talk about my favorite things that I've watched or listened last month. So I talk about movies, TV shows, anime, music, and YouTubers. We have some little things from March here that I'm also going to discuss. April really is a special month for me, and just nice that I got to watch some cool stuff that now I'm going to tell you why you should watch it as well. Movies. I'm going to start right off the bat talking about Turning Red because it's a March release and like we are going to May already, what the hell. But anyways, Turning Red followed this Chinese-Canadian 13-year-old girl who thinks she's got it all, she thinks that she's already an adult, and then puberty hits. Basically, she turns into a red panda due to things starting happening in her, and then we have her relationship with her mother. That's a big part of the movie, about how her mother smothers her a little too much. She really worries a lot about her daughter and wants things to be in a certain way. And then there's this clash between them. There's also generational trauma, which Disney is kind of been getting a lot of that lately. We've got Encanto and now Turning Red. I'm part of the people who kind of likes Turning Red more than Encanto. It's just being set in the real world, and her friends, which is amazing, her friendship with them, and how the four girls have such different personalities but they're so fun. And then there's the early 2000s culture. It was really fun. I watched by myself the first time and then I went and watched with my mom. And while the culture that is being portrayed on screen is different and I can relate into that sense, there's little things here and there that you can take it and like it resonates with you, and you also see this cultural perspective that we don't get to see much. So yeah, Turning Red is great. I even was inspired to make a drawing out of the movie. I'm going to be showing here to you guys. Next thing that I want to mention is Olivia Rodrigo, Driving Home to You, a sour film. It was a really interesting look into Olivia's mind and how she was feeling, how she has grown since she made this album. It's just really great to see artists prospering, you know. They didn't have to go as hard as they did in Good For You. What was that? That version was freaking amazing, and they did Hope You're Okay in my heart or Shredder because I really love that song. Next movie I'm going to be talking about, it's The Big Sick. I remember enjoying it so much the first time that I watched it. It's the true story of how the actor Kumail Nanjiani, I'm hoping I'm saying his name right, met his wife. While we see the early stages of him starting his career, we also see how they met, and we see the cultural meaning that comes behind his family and where he's from, which I think it's a really important part of the movie that makes it so great. And it has a big turn that like changes their relationship completely and their lives basically. I'm kind of trying not to give spoilers here because if you've never seen this movie and just for what I'm saying you're kind of getting interested, then go and watch it. Don't read the synopsis. And while kind of the magic of my first watch disappeared because I already knew what was going to happen, it still stands out. It's still a really special movie. This is kind of a romance comedy drama recommendation. It has a little bit of everything. Ha! And yeah, I have two honorable mentions. So the first one is this movie called 3 Months that stars Troye Sivan. It really is the movie that checks all the coming of age boxes. The story follows this kid who is exposed to HIV. Now he has to wait for his test to come back, and it's 3 months of waiting. And while he waits, he goes to this support group and meets this another fine young man, and they kinda start hitting off. I'm not gonna lie, I watched this because it has Charles Van. I really do enjoy his album Blue Neighborhood. Unfortunately, this movie is only available on Paramount Plus and you need to do the trial to get to watch it. It is an important perspective and the story was well made and it's worth watching. Now, the other honorable mention that I have to make, why nobody talks about Sister Act 2? I mean, sure, we have Sister Act 1 and that movie really gives the vibes of light afternoon session. But like, Sister Act 2 really is a blast. When I finished watching, I was like, I found the oranges of Glee. Sister Act has to do with this woman who has to go undercover as a nun. With the first movie, it kinda goes like that, and then in the second one, she comes back, but it's in a school and it's in a more light-hearted way, and I really fell for this movie in the way that like it's going to be a comfort movie from now on. TV shows. This is going to be an odd recommendation, but I literally found the show out of nowhere. It was just so good, and it's called This Is Going to Hurt. It's about this doctor who works in the NHS, which stands for the National Health Service in the UK. He's an obstetrician. He works in the labor ward in Shruti, which is a new doctor who's learning things and seeing how brutal this world is. I wasn't expected to like it so much, a medical show. Also, it was really nice to see Ben Whishaw. The last time I saw him was in A Very English Scandal. It's been quite a while since I watched that. I definitely recommend the show if you don't have problem with graphic stuff in the medical sense, and if you're really interested in a good writing and shaped characters. If one person who's watching this watched the show, after you watch it, please come back and comment about it because I really want to talk to someone about the show. Thank you. And last, an honorable mention, Starstruck. It's on HBO Max. It's a show about this woman who meets a guy in a bar and then start getting along until the next day when she wakes up and she realizes that she just hooked up with a famous actor. And we just see them getting to know each other, their two lives colliding because they're so different. He has a lot of pressure and she is trying to figure out her life. Anime. I have two animes to talk about, and those two animes I kinda wanna make video essays on it. The first I'm going to be talking about is Sasaki and Miyano. It's just really a breath of fresh air to see an anime that just conducts this boys' love story as like a shoujo anime would do. We really see the progress, why they start liking each other, and like they start questioning their sexuality. They might doubt themselves at first, but then they realize that yeah, I like this person. Whenever they have emotions and like they get blushed, there's little particles that flow in the air with little drawings like little triangles or little flowers. Really nice details like that. Now, the other anime that I watched that I think that a lot of people came to know because it became really popular was My Dress Up Darling. It's about Gojo who has a really found love for Hina dolls, and it's something that he thinks that not a lot of people understand, that people think are weird. Then he meets Marin, they kinda share their world with each other, and it's something that Gojo-kun says as in, there's people in here who live in a completely different world than me. Overall, My Dress Up Darling is a story that talks about self-worth. If you really embrace the things that you like, then that's all that matters. If you really have love for the craft that you do and the people who come into your life and become part of it, then that's the thing. Like, we don't need to be pleasing everyone. And obviously the things that we like is not going to be everyone's cup of tea. But you like it. And that being something. YouTubers. So it's been quite a while since I mentioned YouTubers on my channel. But I recently found one and I really gotta talk about her. It's Valerie Lim. She makes art vlogs, she's an artist, she lives in Berlin, and they're just really pleasing aesthetic videos. She comments over them talking about art related subjects, but also feelings and how she's been doing, and it's just really great. I really been enjoying a lot her videos, and I kind of see like an alternate lifestyle that I could have pursued because I love drawing, I love art, and it was one of my choices to go to art school, but then like I said in my Inktober video, I just love filmmaking, so I went to study that instead. If you're interested in art and in aesthetic vlogs and just to meet a really cool creator, then I really recommend you to check out her channel. What I'm excited for? I'm definitely excited for Barry season 3. I know that we have already one episode out, and seriously, this is one of the best shows airing right now. I'm also excited for Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. And I'm excited for The Northman. I've heard a lot of people saying that this movie is just really great to watch in theaters. Some movies I just probably, when they come to streaming, I won't watch it at home. I don't know, I just don't feel like it. Especially Vikings is not a world that I go seeking. So yeah, definitely will be something new for me. Those were my favorite things from April. I hope you enjoy it. Got some new recommendation. Put something on your radar of things to watch. And that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!